If you were to die tomorrow, would you be content with the life you lived? Why or why not? Yes. I have been blessed beyond words. I met and married the man of my dreams after a crappy abusive relationship. Together we have a beautiful daughter. After being told as a teen I was infertile, and I was/am able to work with him at our home-based business, which has allowed us to be there full-time for our child and live comfortably. If I was to die tomorrow, I would go knowing I've lived a life few people have enjoyed. Yes, I've been a good husband and father. My kids are in high school, and they turned out great. They are going to go on to do great things. And they know how much I love them, and how proud I'm of them. I've earned and saved a lot of money. My wife would be left in a very good financial situation. She too knows how much I love her, and how blessed I'm to have been with her these past 20+ years. I lost my mom when I was 19, and my dad just a couple of years ago. I know all too well how fragile life is, so I never pass up a chance to let others know what they mean to me. Yes, I've tried to leave the world better than I've left it, and have made few enemies. My oldest kids have grown up well, and are prepared to face the good and bad in the world. My younger kids have a foundation and an amazing mom to guide them the rest of the way into adulthood. Financially, my family would be taken care of because of insurance and mostly sound decisions. The only thing I would be unhappy about is missing the next steps in my kids' lives, careers, relationships, travel, and of course growing old with my wife, as everything we've done for our kids bears fruit. I want more of my life, but if it had to end tomorrow I think I would be okay with it. No, because my life hasn't really begun. I graduated college with a stranglehold of debt that I've been paying down for years. With any luck, I'm about a year away from being debt free. Then I can really start to experience true freedom. Which is not to say that I haven't enjoyed my time. I've lived in 6 states. I've been to 48 of them. I've traveled to 15 countries for either work or leisure. I've loved and been loved passionately. I'm close to my family. I have my dream job. But I'm still just a wage slave, making the most of my 2 or 3 weeks of vacation per year, and that's not enough. There's a lot to see in the world, and not enough time to see it all in one lifetime. Honestly, no. I mean, it could've always been worse for me considering where, when and how I grew up. From an outsider's perspective, I'm probably doing alright. But at the same time, to have been assaulted and harassed the number of times I have, to be a victim of domestic abuse and gaslighting, to develop numerous mental health issues, but never get any quality support early on, to be constantly compared to others as the worse choice, to constantly live in other people's shadows, and to have spent the majority of my life trying to end it prematurely as a result, honestly, I would welcome it. Not really. Sure, I've partied hard as hell, had wild experiences and stuff, but overall I've been miserable since I understood the concepts of gender and society's dislike of deviation from the norm. I feel like I've wasted my years living a life that was for escapism, and by the time I got the courage to live it, it was too late. I think I'd be content knowing it came to an end. There is no acceptance in this life, just horrible people. There really isn't much to be content about. I would actually. Granted, I'm still relatively young, 27, and have my whole life in front of me, but I've lived an amazing life to this point. I've already told my family, if I die tomorrow don't mourn me, because I have lived a great life to this point and you should celebrate me instead of mourn me. I celebrate life, and so should they, and honestly I have lived an amazing life to this point. I can truly say this, because I've spent the last few years living my best life traveling the world, meeting new people, exploring local wonders as well as the world wonders, and even attending events some people dream about one day doing. Granted, my bucket list isn't even half done, but I've crossed off so many items. I hope I don't die anytime soon, but my life to this point has been amazing. Granted, it's had its ups and downs, but I've lived the fuck out of my life to this point and plan to keep doing so until there are flowers on my grave. No, because I had a lot of things I wanted to do in my life, but in 2011 something happened that caused PTSD, which caused other issues, like agoraphobia. Now I'm completely housebound, trying to get over it, but that's become my biggest goal. My biggest goals before were to get a doctorate in psychology, ironically, get a great job, travel the world, live in a warm place, close to the ocean. Yeah. That's not really going to happen now. No, I don't want to die before I was able to live, so to speak. I've been in a serious relationship for the past 7 years, ever since my freshman year of high school, and I really want to make it farther, so we can grow old together and get married after my education. After I graduated from high school, and then I jumped straight into college. I'm just going for a transfer degree with phlebotomy and pharmacy technician under my belt. We are waiting for my college education to be completed. I'm almost done, but I would be so mentally devastated that I was never going to finally come home every night and either hear or call out welcome home instead of welcome back. The marriage itself I could care less about, but the point of our relationship going the farthest it can go, and my last name finally being what I wished it to be 6 years ago, will make me die happy if I had no choice. I cannot wait for the rest of my life, when I wake up every morning to his lovely sleeping face. However, I honestly don't want him to die last, because I don't want him to feel the grief of loss. TL. Doctor, even if I'm graduating college in an hour, marrying the love of my life the next hour, and he dies before tomorrow, probably not. I need more time with him, and finally being out of education. I'd be good with my run. I got to be what I wanted when I grew up, and got to do it at one of the best firms in my town. Not only that, but all signs point to the fact I do my job fairly well. Not noteworthy well, but good enough that I'll never have to worry about being fired. I reconciled with both my parents and learned that they are just people trying to do their best. I realized the fact that they never did anything to intentionally hurt me or screw me up. I met a wonderful woman who I have spent almost every day with for the past 5 years, and we still aren't sick of each other. I have 4 cats, 3 betta fish, and a gecko. If it all stops right now, yeah, I'm satisfied with what I've done. No, I haven't seen a whole lot of the world and there are experiences that I want to have before the end, but my life has been of my own making, and that makes all the difference. Yes, I've lived a good life. Married my college sweetheart, got my dream job, learned what being a father is like. I would be sad that I wouldn't get to see my kid grow up, but I live right now with the possibility of some medical complications doing me in, and when I learned about that possibility I took steps to write him letters for every holiday and birthday until he turns 40. We are fortunate and have enough savings in place to support my family for long after I'm gone. If I went tomorrow. Content, nothing to really look forward to. Another day at work sweating like a dog, make a $300 container worth $6K, and go back to my parents' house, shower, eat dinner / hang out with parents, walk dogs, play video games, sleep, repeat. I know my parents and dogs would be heartbroken, but I think that's all I'm living for now. The satisfaction of a job well done, family time, seeing my dogs happy, and the next high score. Plus I'm genuinely curious what happens when we die. For the love of all that is good, I'm not suicidal, just bored. I mean, a weekend here or there I'll go fishing or shooting, so that's fun too, I guess. Honestly, no. I mean, it could've always been worse for me considering where, when and how I grew up. From an outsider's perspective, I'm probably doing alright. But at the same time, to have been assaulted and harassed the number of times I have, to be a victim of domestic abuse and gaslighting, to develop numerous mental health issues, but never get any quality support early on, to be constantly compared to others as the worser choice, to constantly live in other people's shadows, and to have spent the majority of my life trying. Thanks for watching. In comments, write about similar facts and situations from your life. If you enjoy this video, watch other on my channel, and have a nice day.